All right, moving forward with the Tulsa Sound podcast this evening, we'd like to remind everybody to visit the Tulsa Farmers Market. Get on down there. Some great stuff happening. We're going to talk about Bill Davis next. Bill Davis, the mayor of the Midway. Bill Davis, the butcher. Davis. Got my mojo working, you know, my good friend Brad Absher called him Dad. There's reasons for that, folks.
Called him so right,
Dad, D-A-D.
Oh, like maybe he was his son.
I'm gonna pack my suitcase, move on down the line.
Bill Davis was incredible. This guy could light up a room just by walking through the doors. And this guy had energy that was unbelievable. He was instantly the coolest guy in the room when he walked into the room, and there was never a doubt about that.
I've got my mojo working. I've got my mojo working. I've got my mojo working.
So, in our discussion of Bill Davis this evening, I have some things I'd like to talk about. For over a half a century, Bill Davis kept the bright lights of Tulsa nightlife aglow and incandescent. He was a mighty oak tree towering above and casting a shadow over Tulsa's fertile music garden. Every city with any level of melodic worth boasts a significant performer, a must-see, the essential entertainer. New York had Bobby Short. New Orleans had Alain Toussaint. Tulsa had Bill Davis. Alain Toussaint. In New Orleans, yes. But Tulsa had Bill Davis, the mayor of the Midway. Bill Davis. He was a Tulsa music ambassador of rhythm and blues, rock and soul. He had the voice, the timing, the phrasing. He was able to capture and hold the essence of every lyric. He was inspired by James Brown, and it showed in Bill Davis's soaring vocals, in Davis's moves and motions, in Davis's stage presence, man. Nobody had stage presence like Bill Davis, man. Davis was a spirit of soul in music. The original blue-eyed soul singer. Every showman was the headliner. If there was ever a showman that was a headliner, it was Bill Davis. Davis passed away June 15th at the age of 80. His funeral in Bixby attracted a parade of Tulsa musical luminaries, from sidemen to frontmen. All had worked with or were influenced by the man, Bill Davis, who had, hands down, was always the coolest cat in the room, and there's no doubt about that. Bill Davis had carved out a musical career that spanned over 50 years, summoning up a voice that enchanted, deep from within, a voice that could roar, a voice that could soar, a voice, and here we have a picture of Leon Russell and Bill Davis, great photograph there of Bill in his golf wear, and Leon in a double-breasted Lee Harvey jacket. Davis carved out a musical career and spent over 50 years summoning up a voice. He did great songs like Mustang Sally and You Are So Beautiful, Dust My Broom, and Susie Q. He brought it to you. When you went out to see Bill Davis and he did High Heel Sneakers, man, it just made you feel good. It just made you feel good. So he pushed rhythm and blues, emotional ballads, dynamic rock. He delivered each and every number with a flair and excitement, a charge. He was a true every note performer. His artistic accreditation, his command of the lyrics was surreal. He could bend a note and embrace a note and make a note jump through hoops. Davis had no off nights. He never failed to come through. Never. Okay? Listen up, young people. That's every night the guy delivered. Davis had no off nights. He was always on. He played the nightclubs and the private clubs. He played the joints and the parking lots. He played the era of the liquor by the drink, liquor by the wink, and in bars and hotels, showrooms. He played in the tailored suits, and he played in cut-off jeans. The man was an avid golfer. He loved his family, loved his children. He and his brilliant three-piece band packed Tulsa landmarks such as the Showboat, the Stables, Checkers Lounge, Sideline, the Vapors. For a change of pace, he had Tommy Triplehorn on upright piano for a while, and they performed somewhat calmer sets on Sundays at the Shy Clown. And for those of you who remember the Shy Clown, I had the opportunity to see Dr. John at the Shy Clown in my youth, and it was an emotional experience. Small bar, great night. But getting back into Bill Davis, over the past 3 decades, Mr. Tommy Triplehorn on guitar and Mr. David Teagarden Sr. on drums formed the core of Bill Davis's band. Okay, bass duties were handled in line by Gary Condiff and Gary Gilmore and Casey Van Beek. More than once, the story goes, musical pros insisted that Davis had a better band than Leon Russell. I mean, this is the talk. This is what people were saying. Bill Davis's band was better than Leon Russell's band. In 2009, he was inducted into the Oklahoma Blues Hall of Fame. People went to see Davis not for one song, but for the whole set, for an entire evening, for his flow, for his one-liners, and what he would do, and he would do like a Henny Youngman. He would do Henny Youngman proud in his type of delivery. He was more than just a singer of a song, more than just a front man. Okay, he was more than that. Tulsa's best blues vocalist. He was the consummate entertainer, Bill Davis bopping. Billy, the king of silly, the purveyor of carp on a stick. Carp on a stick, man. Can you get you some carp on a stick?
Damn.
He was the mayor of the Midway. Now, we call him that because for years he entertained crowds at the Tulsa State Fair.
TSF.
And he was the act on the Midway, and he
Budweiser
entertained
10.
thousands of people year after year, and he caught some flack, and he caught some shit from the local other musicians about that. People joked, but the truth was
They
he
paid
was
good.
well paid, and he was well received.
Yeah,
and
the
the
Tulsa
fact
State
is
Fair
that he built the Tulsa music scene and the Tulsa blues scene at the Tulsa State Fair, one fucking show at a time.
Yeah, if anybody gave anybody any raft about that, I can tell you that playing at the fair was a real treat and a privilege.
It was a treat and a privilege. So Bill Davis graduated from Tulsa Central High School in 1956, a classmate of Johnny Cale. As Cale and 1959 Will Rogers graduate, Leon Russell led a musical migration to the West Coast circa 1960. Davis remained in Tulsa. He perfected his craft, singing in churches and dive bars. Before the end of the decade in the 60s had faded, Davis had put together a show band, Soul Incorporated, with Don White leading the band on guitar. Davis was stepping into the spotlight, bathed in soul. I'm talking about bathed in soul. Outfitted in James Brown-inspired jumpsuits. This was an act. This was a performance. This was a band putting on a show. He gave that to the city of Tulsa. Davis was the brightest star in the Tulsa constellation that lit up the nights in bars on every corner with music from every genre. He entertained us with his vocals. Bill was an amazing force, and I'm going to quickly tell a quick Bill Davis story of my own. When I was in my youth, I was used to work at Checkers, known blue spot. It's now the Crystal Skull. The owners took pity upon me and gave me a day job.
Beautiful.
But Bill Davis would come in every single morning at 10 a.m. and he would test my soup. I had to come up with a soup of the day every day. And so I really worked hard on these soups because I knew I had to impress Bill Davis when he came in each morning. He had rounds. He would go out and about in the community. He would stop in every morning. He'd test the soup. He would chop it up with me. We'd talk. We'd have a great interaction. Then Bill would sneak out to the bar in the front of the facility, and he'd pour himself a tumbler this size of Canadian Club whiskey, and he'd take it with him to go. And he'd say, "Oh, I'm going on my rounds," and he'd leave. And that was a daily event, and this went on for over a year.
Wow.
And I had this experience with Bill Davis where I got to cook for him, and he got to eat my food, and it was just a weekday thing that happened.
Very
Part
cool.
of my Tulsa Sound music history with Bill Davis. That's all I got, people. That's what I got. But Bill was always good to us, and we had a lot of reverence and respect for Bill. And now I'm going to pass it off. Not passing it off. I'm rolling it up. I'm not understanding hand signals, but I'm trying. And Eric's very frustrated with me right now. That's okay. That's okay. He'll get over it, folks. He'll get over it. I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to say. If he'd look at me and just say it.
We'll be right back
Thank you.
after this commercial message.
We'll be right back.